Beau Pribula is expected to play on Saturday against Oklahoma in a top 25 matchup that has college football playoff implications for Oklahoma and now has made Missouri into much more of a contender. And I'm going to tell you why going into this game. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that Beau Pribula returning to be the starting quarterback at Oklahoma versus Oklahoma at Oklahoma is going to be a big deal for Missouri? I think it is. Beau Pribula returning to Missouri as a starting quarterback is as important as John Mateer returning to Oklahoma as a starting quarterback. And notably, these guys are pretty similar, and they mean that much to their teams. But with Pribula, you got a little bit more of an edge, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, landscape. He's going to play on the road against Oklahoma, and this is after missing back-to-back games, suffering a dislocated ankle in their loss to Vanderbilt October 25th. Missouri is 1-1 with a 38-17 loss to A&M and a 49-27 win over Mississippi State since then. And there are lots of questions about what that offense might be able to do throwing the football with Matt Zellers at quarterback, but with Pribula back, you know what it's going to be. He's going to be pretty good. He's been completing 69.6% of his passes, 1,685 yards, 11 TDs, 7 picks. He's also rushed for 220 yards, 5 scores on the ground. And Missouri is 6-1 with him as starting quarterback. Their only loss is to a top 10 Alabama. Now, the other part about this is the Missouri run game has been outstanding, one of the best in the entire country with Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts. Ahmad Hardy became the first player and the only player to rush for 300 yards in a game against Mississippi State just last week, and he has been toting the rock like you would not believe. As a matter of fact, going into this game, he has rushed for an average of 135 yards per game. He's sitting at about 1,350 yards rushing for this season. He gets about 20 rushes per game with 15 TDs. He's going to be a first-team All-American for me. I know that there's some folks out there that want Jeremiah Love to be in that spot. Maybe he's in that spot, but you get 2 guys on that team. I think it's going to be both of them, right? Frankly. And then Kevin Coleman has been great for them at wide receiver, 60 receiving yards. But again, that goes down with the kind of service that you're getting from Zellers, who hasn't been good. Zellers completed 53% of his passes for 402 yards with 4 TDs, just 1 interception. Also a true freshman, also going to get it up and going. But this is going to be strength on strength. Oklahoma's run defense has been outstanding. It's one of the best in the entire country. Missouri's run offense is one of the best in the country. It's been outstanding. John Mateer has been so-so since his return from his hand injury. 231.9 passing yards this season, 8 TDs to 7 picks. Feels like it's going to be a real 12-12 kind of year passing, right? 12 passing TDs and 12 interceptions. I know I'm booking 5 interceptions there that I don't necessarily be doing if you're an Oklahoma fan, but you understand my point here. Isaiah Stenga has been the big play threat downfield when he can hold on to the football. I want Deion Burks to get a little bit more involved. Jared Kanik has been great. But again, it's not an offense that scores a lot of points. They score about 28 points per game to a Missouri offense that scores about 35. But again, the caliber of competition that Oklahoma's played has been outstanding. Like the last 3 weeks in a row, it's been top 25 opponents with wins against top 25 Tennessee and number 4 Alabama at the time, and now a top 25 Missouri. 357 total yards a game is about what you would expect. 410 yards a game for Missouri. They've been playing a weaker schedule, but again, it's the rush yards. Missouri is averaging 241.7 rush yards per game. That's going to be what it is for Oklahoma. Can you get them off the field? And it has been difficult for teams to get Missouri off the field on third down. They are completing about 50% of their third down conversion attempts. Now they're going to get their number 1 guy back, who is going to take advantage of, I think, a really great offensive line, playing great football, trying to get some push against that Oklahoma defensive line. Now, that is also where I expect Oklahoma could really make an effort to try to run the football. It's Xavier Robinson has been able to do it in spurts. Torrey Blaylock's been able to do it in spurts. And the run game is better than it had been to start the year. Still got 3 offensive linemen that are freshmen on it. You know, like that's just it. You're going to have 3 freshmen on that offensive line. And John Mateer is going to have to be a part of the rushing attack. He's also going to have to throw the football. I would absolutely ask my defensive backs to play zone and force John Mateer to beat me throwing the football, or show me you can run against our 6-man front. Like if you can run against our 6-man front, or even 7, I might drop an 8th guy, but I don't think I would. If I'm calling defense against Oklahoma, I want John Mateer throwing the football. That's what I want, because I'm going to have opportunities to take it out of the air. He's going to make errant passes. He's going to make errant throws. And we've seen that some wide receivers are not as good at holding on to the football or even making that play. But if he gets to be able to run around and be a part of the rushing game, and Torrey Blaylock or Xavier Robinson are going off, it's going to be really difficult to stop Oklahoma. Meanwhile, can you stop Ahmad Hardy? Not a whole lot of people have been able to do that. Can you stop Jamal Roberts? Not a whole lot of people have been able to do that. That Eli Drinkwitz rushing attack has been outstanding. It's going to be good on good. Brent Venables is going to bring pressure, be aggressive, try to get to Pribula, even though he knows he's a threat to run. Dislocated ankle is a dislocated ankle. Coming back after their 3 weeks, we'll see, right? We'll see what that is. And then by the third quarter, if it's still a ball game, we'll see what kind of ball game it is. If you're Missouri, you're just trying to get there. If you're Oklahoma and you can get on top of Missouri, try to do that, because a team that runs the ball well is not a team that's built to play from behind, which means that if there are some big plays, some explosive plays to take advantage of, and Oklahoma's been able to do that in the rush game with Xavier Robinson and with Isaiah Satenga, then do it. Get on top of them as quickly as you possibly can and make it happen. Make it work. I also am looking at this from a standpoint of what Oklahoma has to do left. It has to win out. It has to win out. Got to win this week against Missouri. Got to win the following week against LSU. You get to 10 wins. You got to have the strongest 10-win record of any team in the country, and you get in that large bid to the college football playoff. Make the college football playoff for the first time since 2019, and the first time in his 12-team setting, which would be a tremendous victory for Brent Venables, because that's really making a bowl game now for the Power Four. It's not good enough just to get to 6-7 wins. You got to get to the playoff, right? Which means you got to be a 10-win team in a Power Four league. Well, I should say a Big 10-win team in the Big 10 or the SEC. A 10-win team in the Big 12 or the ACC, probably not going to do that without a conference championship. But again, it's an Oklahoma team that's been really taking advantage of its really outstanding schedule. Again, you got a top 25 win against Michigan. You got a top 25 win against Tennessee, and followed by Alabama. Get one against Missouri. I know that Auburn is no longer any good, but that was on the radar. The loss to Texas is the really bad one. Beating up on a South Carolina team that looked every bit like it was going to beat up on A&M, that's great. You got to, I think, if this committee was smart, they'd look at that too. Did A&M come back from 27 points down to win? Yes. But Oklahoma had South Carolina handled 26-27, if you're looking at that, especially if A&M takes a loss against Texas the following week. All you can do is what you can do, and that's hold serve, right? That's the best you can do. I think this team can do it, even with Beau Pribula coming back off of injury.